Hi guys, it's Kaylin, MarzGurl here, and today we're watching, very embarrassingly, my first review ever, which was an entry for the Nostalgia Chick contest back in 2008. And here I was reviewing The Last Unicorn. In this review, I just sort of barely have this idea of what exactly it is I want to say, so I hope you'll bear with me throughout some of this. I had been considering doing reviews for a little bit before this contest came up. I wanted to do something that was different from what was being seen, because I didn't actually want to be seen as a ripoff of Doug. But then this contest came up, and I thought that that's exactly what they wanted. I thought they wanted a female version of Doug. And as it turns out, that's sort of what they wanted and sort of not. Because obviously, Lindsay was the person for the job because she reviewed something feminine nostalgic, but was not raging and crazy and flying out of the seat and everything, and she did a great job, and definitely I felt like she was the person who should have taken the Nostalgia Chick role, and I'm glad she's been doing as well as she has. And actually, I was really relieved that I got a position on the site, and yet I didn't have to be so rigidly stuck into this nostalgic role. Oh, this Peter S. Beagle footage, I filmed that myself in like 2007 at A-Kon. The convention's not nearly as good as it once was. Personal opinion out of the way. In any case, you notice this, of course, was back in my version 1 look. I was wearing this black jumpsuit, and I had just barely dyed my hair blue. And it was the first time I had dyed my hair blue, and I'd never done it before, and it totally was not for this video, but I had already made the appointment like a week before I filmed the video at all. So at that point I sort of decided, man, people are gonna expect to see me with blue hair. So for 2 years I kept this blue hair, and it was expensive to upkeep because I did it professionally, I didn't do it myself. Yeah, that comment there was stupid. Of course people have heard of the band America. I'm so retarded. Anyway, so no, it was really expensive to maintain that blue hair. And I did it for 2 years, and there went, you know, $100 every couple of months that I decided to refresh it. So, over time, you saw my hair would fade, it would turn to, like, purple or pink or whatever sort of base the hairstylist used that particular time, and heh, Red Bull. I'm so clever. Yeah, it wasn't long before I quit trying to be funny, though a lot of people say that this might have been my funniest thing I ever did. You know, maybe I was just trying really hard to channel Doug right there. I don't even know, but maybe that was it. Maybe that was the reason why this video ended up as funny as it was. So in any case, I feel like I was going somewhere with this, and now I can't entirely remember. Man, I was younger and thinner, and pretty much everything was better about me. Not like now. In any case, so I've been through 2 other color schemes since then, I suppose. The purple came afterward, and I feel like I'm rotating them out every 2 years. And they've gotten increasingly easier to maintain. Less and less color to put in my hair every time, basically. I'm probably not going to go back to dyeing my whole head of hair. And that even actually wasn't my whole head of hair. Like, yeah, there was those 2 strips of brown in the front, but actually the blue was only dyed on the top layer. So when I pulled my hair back, the blue wasn't nearly as striking or scary. So wearing a ponytail, you could see a lot more of my natural hair color. And actually, you might notice throughout the course of this video, I filmed this 2 separate days, and my hair looks better in some of the shots than it does the others, and I just sort of mixed the 2 pieces of footage. Wow, I really edited this. I took a lot of care to edit this a lot better than I started editing videos later on. I admittedly got really lazy after a while, and I edited this on a really old laptop, and I spent like 2 weeks doing it because it was just so slow and so difficult. And I remember I uploaded the video and then I submitted it to the contest, and I wrote it as if I were speaking to Doug directly, and I said, "Doug, how do you do it?" Because I was concerned about how long this video ran. This is what, 17 some odd minutes? How much is it? I don't know. Yeah, it's 17 some odd minutes. And I thought that was really long at the time, because Doug's videos for the Nostalgia Critic were not that long. Which is funny, because later on, as time went on, it's like his reviews got longer and longer and longer, and then other people's stuff on the site continued getting longer and longer too. Some people were even doing things in parts. Wow, Kaylin, fix that shot. It's not centered. Fix it. Fix it, what's your problem? Can't you see it? I know you have the viewfinder pointed toward you, stupid. Anyway. It was also a little irritating because I had ripped this video footage, and after a while the audio got out of sync from the video, and I had to fix that manually myself. I thought about trying to censor these harpy boobs, and then I decided not to because it was too hard on my laptop at the time, and I think I was even still using Windows Movie Maker, good lord. Because I knew I wanted to use Premiere, but the laptop totally wasn't going to handle it. Can you believe I actually edited something on Windows Movie Maker that made it through a contest? Wow, now it's off-center to the other side. So some things I've done better over time, and other things I should have just reverted back to. Here's something that I just, everybody talks about my voice. I don't like listening to my voice either. And in fact, right now, this is incredibly painful. I can't even tell you how painful this is. Though I'm probably gonna have to start going back to reviews similar to this. Like, I still have a Space Ace TV series review that I've been sitting on top of. I was also, a while back, like 2 or 3 years ago, I started working on a Sailor Moon, translation and adaptation terror, but that never came to fruition. I had the whole thing written, I even filmed it, and then I never edited it together. And it would be way out of date now, and in fact I don't even think I have any of the footage anymore, but I'd totally love to redo that. Dang. How long is this video? I'm only like halfway done? Wow. My centering sucked in both of those shots. Where have you been? Damn you! I'm totally sitting in this plastic, like, porch chair. Man, I don't want to leave all these dead pockets of air for you. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about. Like, over the course of the first year, I was really stumbling around. Guess I sort of got known for just sort of, letting things die. Letting new ideas and new concepts die. Like, I started an episode of What's That Anime, or 2 episodes if you count the fact that it was in 2 parts. And, yeah, I was stumbling around trying to figure out exactly what it was I wanted to do. And I think that sort of perpetuated this really outdated idea that I review anime. And I don't review anime anymore. Like, I barely reviewed one, and then occasionally I talked about anime news, and sometimes I still do. But much better people have come along since then, and have done a far better job of reviewing anime than I have. You know, Bennett and Hope, they're far more suited to reviewing it than I am. Quite frankly, I'm a far bigger gamer than I am an anime fan, but I don't really have... Well, I suppose I have the resources to review video games, but, you know, there's all of blistered thumbs, and I don't know if anybody really needs more video game reviews. There's already so many to choose from. So I sort of wanted to start focusing on animation, and I think I finally started doing so. So I think I'll just take that one step at a time, just one piece of animation at a time, rather than trying to stick it under some title or label, like you know, the, what's that anime that went absolutely nowhere. It's just gonna be a review if it comes up, and really I wanted to see a lot more animation reviews come up from other people. One day, I think I'd really like to start some kind of a network that's solely about animation, and maybe animation news, because I just feel like that's something that's not very much touched. I mean, it exists here and there. Sometimes you find something on, like, superhero hype. There's lots of comic reviews, and comics are far better followed than animation. Again, I just want to see an animation network occur, and I haven't seen it happen. I've seen video game networks branch out, and I guess there's just not a big enough audience for animation. Well, not as far as reviewers are concerned. So maybe one day I'll gather up my own band of people and we'll go off and talk about cartoons somewhere.
We find ourselves being serenaded by a unicorn on 2 legs.
Wow, that wig was awful. I'm glad that bit was over quick.
Now that
that disaster is over, man, am I talking about myself or what?
Seriously, are you going to argue that this cat is not the coolest character?
Oh, people got really upset about this next thing, because I'm talking here about how the cat speaks, and here I start commanding my own cat to speak, and then I throw my cat out the door.
No, Siren, try again. Watch this. Now you.
Just hold on a second.
Look, cat, you got one more chance to prove yourself awesome like Pirate Cat. Now listen to this clip. And now you say it. That's it. No cat of mine is not going to be able to speak like a pirate.
And people got really upset about that, because I threw my cat out the door. But, you know, she didn't go that far. She's not hurt. She's sitting right here with me right now, and she loves me. I promise. I promise. It's been 4 years. She's alright. Dang it. How much time is left? There's like another 5 minutes left of this video. I have like 4 years of material, and I have nothing to talk to you guys about. I made, like, no facial changes. I don't think I'm very good at the faces.
Well, by the end of the song, somehow the two of them actually managed to kiss while singing.
This video was really warbly. Like, the DVD rip of The Last Unicorn, it sounds like what they actually did was just take the old VHS tape and then convert it directly to DVD, which I know that sounds like no duh, they take film and then they apply it to DVD. But at the same time, it's like they got the worst possible copy as far as audio is concerned. Luckily, we're not seeing static, but it's especially noticeable throughout all the music just how warbly this copy is. I seem to understand, or recall understanding, that there was some kind of a legal possession, mumbo-jumbo, something or other going on with the possession of the title, The Last Unicorn. So that might be part of the reason why this copy isn't a particularly good copy. I think some better copies have been released since. In fact, Peter S. Beagle, like, you know, the author of the original book, he doesn't see a dime off of this movie. Last I heard, granted this was a couple years ago, you know, he gets revenue off his book or whatever. I think he might even get revenue off the comic adaptation that was made. A really good adaptation, too. I own it. Maybe I'll review it someday. Someday way down the road at the bottom of the list of all the other things that I can think of that I want to review. But, no, at last I heard he doesn't get anything from this movie, and that's really, really sad. I just wonder, it's hard to tell whether or not that's his fault, though, for signing away his property inappropriately. I can't really say. It is still sad, though. After all this time, he doesn't really get the credit that he so deserves. I can't remember what the last event was that he even showed up at, because if it was just A-Con, I mean, that was going on 5 years ago.
You know, everyone's giving Schmendrick all kinds of tough crap. I mean, after all, he's really the only one that does anything in this movie.
Kaylin, emote with your face, not just your voice. I don't know that I've necessarily improved that.
So since Schmendrick denies Lear's request, Lear jumps out in front of the dashing
See, I did that do something thing.
but instead gets himself killed.
I want to say that Doug has done that since I've done it, and I think he got the credit for it. But let it be known, I totally used that do something clip. It doesn't really matter.
Causing it too to tumble into the ocean. Unicorn comes back, brings Lear back to life, and runs away never to see him again. Everybody says their goodbyes, and Unicorn begrudgingly
Kaylin, quit telling the plot of the entire movie. That was what I disliked about so many other entrants to the Nostalgia Chick contest. I feel like it did it slightly better than some other entrants, but some people were like, and then this happens, and then they show this really long clip from the movie and nothing else. They don't talk over it, they don't explain what's happening.
That ending that's only happy if you realize that the other unicorns have all been set free. This is about the emptiest I've ever felt at the end of a movie. I mean, Unicorn doesn't even get to talk to the other unicorns.
Of course, that's why I was not really focusing on emoting. I was reading off a teleprompter, and that was really difficult. I was reading off that teleprompter while trying to look into the camera. I had the laptop set up directly under the camera, hoping that it wouldn't look like I was reading it. Well, now there's my terrible secret. I was reading all of this. And I'm not really the Nostalgia Chick. I wasn't the Nostalgia Chick yet, but I had to present myself as such.
What do you think of the jumpsuit? A little too April O'Neil?
The jumpsuit was kind of dumb, I'm not gonna lie, me. Alright, well, that was the last unicorn, so thanks for hanging out with me, you guys, and take care. Maybe I'll do commentary on something else later.